Dude, let's check it out. Is that like a replica?
Yeah.
Frick, sweet. You surprised?
Yeah.
He's like, there's a DeLorean. We were listening to that. I'm Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like super fans.
Oh, good.
And like he has a whole shrine in his room, Back to the Future. And I'm like, this would be so awesome. My buddy lives in San Diego, and he sent me a picture the other day of a pristine one, not Back to the Futurized, but
yeah, they typically, if they're that nice, they don't get turned into a time machine.
Yeah.
But I did this without drilling any holes into the body. So these are what you call flux bands, and they are mounted from brackets from within.
Oh, okay.
These parts are mounted on a plate, which is mounted with other holes that are already there. So nothing is actually drilled into the body.
That's smart.
Yeah.
So it keeps its integrity underneath.
Yeah. And stock quality or value.
Oh man.
And
Oh, you got a backup camera too?
oh yeah, you gotta have that. Without a window, there is a glass window.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
But mirrors aren't enough. But this does open up.
Oh, and I see you got a GoPro mount in there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One there and one here. So those are not on the movie. I've used it a few times. It's pretty neat. So this is the combination or mix of part 1 and 2. It still has the plutonium chamber version on the base of it. But you know, in the end of part 1 and 2 and 3, they covered this whole plutonium section with an aluminum plate, and then the Mr. Fusion sat on top.
Gotcha.
You do not see this.
I'll have to look for that next time.
You do not see this at the end of part 1. Anytime you see Mr. Fusion, you do not see this.
So you got the best of both.
Well, yeah. And so that's in movie inaccurate.
Yeah.
But I started out the plutonium chamber, so I can take off these screws and put on the plutonium lid, and then it'll be part 1 again.
So what do you think about them not ever doing another remake? They're just so against it.
Yeah,
you in favor?
Yeah, I'm in favor. You know they're not going to do a good job.
Yeah.
Or something's going to be so goofy or off. I'm like, why do they have to ruin it with one little thing here?
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
Leave it be.
Leave it alone.
I'm torn, you know. Even if it sucked, I'm like, I wish they would do something while people are still alive, but then...
yeah, I agree that yeah. So, what else? I gotta turn on the time circuits.
Did you bring enough plutonium? Oh, you got fusion, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, sick!
You probably get just people gawking over it all
Random.
the time. Yeah.
I mean, when it's a drive-by, it's... I'm like, what? I don't know what you said.
It's got the eject.
Yeah, that's something the movie didn't have. But that's definitely for fun. Let's see. I'll say this: that every part on here is not 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But all the parts on here represent the parts that are on the movie card. For example, these 3 round things. There are 3 round things here, but they are not the same 3 round things. There are 3 red capacitors, but they are not the same kind of capacitors. Yeah. And these are made out of PVC pipe, so they can handle the elements. And it's been almost 10 years of looking like that.
Yeah.
No harm or tear wear.
What are these? They look like they got some.
They are VCR video playheads.
Okay.
And in a way, a lot of guys like these better than the movie car parts. This part is not the same, but there is a heat sink that's this dimension.
Yeah.
With this many slots, with this notch, and there's 2 layers, and this is stainless, and the real one's thinner aluminum. It's like that ridiculous, stupid detail that. I mean, I got this from work, which was actually a better option anyway, and
close enough.
It's I like it being reflective.
Yeah.
And there's 3 hoses here with 3 elbows, but these are not the right elbows. I mean, they use more proper electrical elbows, and on, you know, this hose might not be, there's a braided hose, but this is not the right elbow. This is probably right, I think. I know this little aluminum section's right, but now this costs like $10 a piece. It's like $60 worth of, and I'm like, so I have shop vac hoses below it, and I kind of wish I can put the other one back on, because this gets crushed every time I open the hood. This blue elbow is not right, but there is a blue elbow here. Now it gets really, really harder and crazier with the accuracy with the back window. I still have the glass in there. It's covered up. So when the movie car, they took it out, and all this hardware went further under the roof of the car, and so I can't force things there in order to open up the engine hood. It just can't be done. This mesh here is not the right hole pattern. It was one hole pattern. It was probably the smaller hole size, you know, and I just used the aluminum that you can get at Menards, and it was easy to cut and drill. And this is supposed to be probably 3/4 of an inch diameter pipe, but the real one was no, this one's 5/8, the real one's 3/4. But this is fuel line, hollow fuel line, which is much easier to bend, and where the original was solid aluminum, and everybody that makes those has a nightmare of a time making parallel mirror images of each other, and to get that to fit to the car is a nightmare.
I bet.
Being hollow, I was bending it by hand just fine. I made a jig and kind of kept it against the edges, you know, over the jig parallel, and then when I got on the car, I kind of started to bend it into the boxes. And these are custom made. Even the movie car had a custom made. Some of this stuff was custom made. So this is hollow aluminum that I welded together, and then the wires actually go into it. The real movie car they were made of blocks of wood, which you don't want to hear that, because that's like ruining the movie. And when they restored the car, the wood was peeling and chipping.
They're probably just like, we need it for 3 movies or whatever it is.
One movie, actually. They weren't even planning on sequels. I can show you this trunk here.
Oh yeah,
they don't show that in the movie.
So you keep the hoverboard. We got the bottom book over there.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we have the top one.
Yeah. This is really good. I should get that.
Owner's workshop manual. That's cool.
It's more like Doc's diary than anything. Like it tells him really cool. It tells him, you know, his life story growing up, and then how he was involved in the Manhattan Project, and that's why he knew that a nuclear bomb
we gotta get that.
Yeah.
Oh, you put your coffee on there, or what?
He must have. Yeah. This is his diaries. Let's see. Like this box here. This is the right box. If we go over there to the passenger side, this will show. Everybody, well, that knows me in the DeLorean, even Kevin knows, that every part of my car I scratch made, where he bought some of it. See, that's all kind of stamped out of one piece, and he's got, you know.
Oh yeah. Things
that they're there, but they're not the same. That's just all I can say is they're not the same. The wall.
But it gives you the feel.
Oh, it gives you a wonderful feel. This is something you don't see in the movie very well. Is just how the back wall is laid out. It curves.
Oh yeah.
I wish they did show that more. Oh yeah. Okay. So all this laid out here. I mean, Doc explains what these parts do on the car.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. I mean, these are machined out. I think they're helicopter parts, but I just made mine out of aluminum and, you know, riveted it to a solid piece and pipe, and then I had to make sure it was as flush as possible. And Kevin's is something else, and I looked really close at it. I couldn't tell what it was. But I think he had to make his too. And then, like, these are filters of some sort, but I just made mine. Like, you can tell, looking at the picture, I'm like, okay, that's just some sort of cap. So I just made mine.
It's like a bottle.
Yeah, the bottom of a soda can, but more inverted. so they're not, you know, the round part's supposed to be facing in normally. Well, I cut that out and stuck it in there upside down, so it looks like it's off, like more like that. And these are real capacitors, but mine are PVC pipe.
It's probably good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this is neat. This shows you what would have been inside those boxes on the fender.
Oh, okay.
I am in awe.
That they even thought about that, you know?
And how it would have been assembled.
Yeah.
How Doc would have made that happen.
You just tell people that's all in there, right?
Yeah. And it's technically the okay, the way that cable goes into the box is the same cable that Doc was holding at the top of the clock tower, trying to plug those one in into the other.
Yeah.
No problem for one Victor.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's nice car.
Yours is nice.
Where is Marty McFly?
In the mall.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you'll really like this book. It's
Yeah, I never even heard of that.
Haynes main workshop, you know, for DeLorean Time Machine.
Oh, it's an actual Haynes. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
What do you think, buddy? Surprised?
Yeah. See these pictures?
Yeah, I think we saw him in there. So when did you, so I'm guessing you met him and stuff? Huh?
Barely, yeah.
Barely?
Yeah, just briefly. I mean, this was in Milwaukee, and they were playing Back to the Future at the Riverside Theater. Yeah, and this is neat. It shows like the date or the time it happened at February 20th.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's when he's set. So you can see the theater awning, and his security crowd was all around, you know, and trying to keep people back. And I'm trying to get in there to give him a marker to sign it, and it was pretty tricky, but he didn't say a word to me, or, you know, he was very quiet and shy and reserved, like this. I just noticed, I think, this is one of the things there's a little clip I made that holds that cable, and now this cable is not a real voltage cable. It's a vinyl hose with a piece of copper tubing inside to give it that rigidity shape. So it actually holds its shape to the car, and then it's been wearing a little bit on the body, but this helps it keep it from bouncing all over the place. But then again, I didn't drill into it, and then it does this tight bend into here. So this plug is like the same plug that Doc was, you know, trying to connect at the top of the clock tower.
That's awesome.
Same plug. That would have been in the box, and it would have been in his hand. The other one. But I made these that look just like what they should look like. That's a Volvo V6 2.8 liter, but it's carbureted. They are normally fuel injected, and that's what when you hear about all the legends and rumors and issues with these cars being terrible, it's the fuel system, fuel injection system. It's so delicate and so goofy that they're hard to work on, you know, on your own. So I had to rebuild this engine with, because I had to replace the head gaskets, and it was burning coolant. So I took it all apart, and I'm like, I don't want to put all this fuel injection junk back on. I really don't. And I needed to either upgrade the fuel lines, which was about $300, or thought I could try a carburetor to see if that will work better or work at all. And I know guys that have done it, so that's the neat part. There's a lot of YouTube videos on how to carburet a DeLorean, and it's so much simpler. There's
worth the effort.
It was worth trying. So I had to come up with a air intake manifold, and everything else was just fuel lines and just two vacuum hoses, one to the distributor, one to the transmission. This is an automatic, and the automatic needs a vacuum hose. So if it was a manual, you don't even need that.
That's crazy. You know all that stuff.
I forced by default.
Really?
Yeah, it's like.
So you didn't know cars was really before then?
Not
dove in.
Not to this extent.
Yeah.
No. especially DeLorean, it's kind of its own world.
Yeah.
And I have a coworker that has a DeLorean, and he was restoring it. This was over 10 years ago, and he showed me at his house what it meant to restore everything on a DeLorean.
Hold on a second.
No problem. Oh, good. You got that hat. I got that hat too.
Gotta wear it.
How long have you had that one? That's nicer. Looks nicer than mine.
Howdy.
This is definitely something you don't see every day.
Yeah, it's usually in different time periods.
We are not from
nice. 2 peas in a pod.
Care if I take a couple pictures of it?
No, go ahead. No,
I
that's
think it's
fine.
awesome. Is it one of the actual production pieces
No,
or built
no,
in?
no, I did. Yeah, the original movie cars in California. I remember. It's funny how cars set your life by dates. Like I remember the date and time when I first sat in the
Sure.
DeLorean. It was a red one too. I get haunted by these red DeLoreans. And the gas struts were flat, so the doors didn't even open. They weigh a ton. They're heavy. And
Appreciate it if you take pictures of this.
you're welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
See ya.
no hurry.
You guys have a great day.
You too.
You too. All right, have fun. Want to take that?
Sure. How far do we want to go?
Or wait, you just experience it. I'll take this when I go.
There's a truth to that, because what you see and what he sees is going to be two different things.
Yeah.
And what everybody thinks is fun is different, because you're seeing something cool from the outside, but you're experiencing something cool that you can't see
Yeah.
from the
Neither of us
inside.
have ever sat in one, right?
No. Yeah, it's small. It's low, but it's still high off the ground. All right.
How do you do the?
Just pull it down, give it a good pull, tug.
Connor.
Should we go like one full lap around the mall?
Doesn't matter. Whatever.
We'll do that.
Have fun.
Isn't that nice? He just gets out of the way. Yeah. Let the dash shine? Yeah.
You just sit there and laugh when you're in there. Hold there for a second. You can get in there. I think it's recording, right? Is it red?
Yeah.
All right. What do I? What's the best way for a fan guy to get in this way?
Yep.
All right, hold it. How do you get the music going?
Yep. Yeah, walk by all these girls and nobody saw it.
Nothing?
I'm like, really? Anyways. We'll do the same route.
Same circuits on.
Yep.
Flux capacitor, fluxing. There we go.
And this digital speedometer.
Oh, nice. Backup camera, you can do that the whole time you're driving.
Yeah.
I wish normal cars would do that.
I know.
Like, let me turn it on if I want it on.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a cheap Amazon.
This is like, I got like goosebumps, man.
Oh, good.
Like,
oh, I know what you mean. I remember that day I got a ride. My coworker. Oh man, I was smiling all day long.
that's why I'm like, this guy probably thinks I'm an idiot by how excited I am, but it's like legit.
I'm normal.
It's not like, oh, I've seen the movie and that'd be kind of cool. Like, no.
You got your levels of that.
Yeah.
And I've been at the top. You know what that's like.
I mean, as soon as I got your text or whatever, I told my wife, I'm like, holy crap, he actually wrote back.
I just got busy in July.
Right.
So the experience is different. That the visibility is really enclosed around you.
This is like what I don't, and maybe it's just because of the whatever number car, but it looks like there's so much room in it when Marty and Doc are in it.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I guess movie magic, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
or are they just small?
It really, yeah. Marty is small. He is shorter. Doc's taller, but you can see him. He's also like, he's acting enclosed.
Yeah.
All of the detail you see around him is there. It's just all in one shot. But with Marty, he's got all this more extra room. And I really, really wanted to see how Jennifer and Marty sat in the seat there. That's they only show it from the outside. You can see this from the window, right?
Yeah. All right, don't leave. Oh, I will. You coming in, or are you gonna wait?
Be nearby.
Knock, knock. Is Beth working, or is she off?
She's off today.
Oh, I had a present out there for you.
Oh my God.
I saw her when we were at the theater. We went to the movie.
Oh wow.
So I was like, how cool would that be if she was in here?
So cool. Is that the DeLorean?
Yeah, we just got back from the future. All right, tell her I tried.
Okay.
See ya. Off. The other ones were freaking out, but I was hoping she was gonna be in here.
Oh man.
I said, tell her I tried.
Oh, that's sad.
That would have been perfect.
Oh, I know. Especially, yeah, to see it in the theater and then see
Yeah. She's gonna feel bad that she wasn't here and all that.
Yeah.
Like I said, at some point in my life, I want to own a DeLorean.
Well, yeah, there are lots of Facebook groups for it.
Yeah.
And there's especially one that's for used DeLoreans. Of course, Crystal Lake, Illinois is probably got the best option.
Yeah.
You could buy a cheap one, well, cheap meaning like $30,000, and then work on it. Like you can just buy the parts and then whatever it needs, and do it that way.
Wasn't there one recently they just uncovered that was completely...
They went worldwide famous for that. And then now they've been doing more barn finds. So they're really digging them out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that would be the place to go as far as that connection goes.
Nice blinker there, buddy. This intersection.
Yeah.
get her up to 88.
I know. I said, there's no way we can get up to 88 in this mall.
I just thought that'd be so cool to be at JCPenney. I'm
Yeah.
I was like, hopefully I didn't confuse them. Lone Pine, Twin Pines.
Oh, yep. I know those. JCPenney. There's been actually not just me, but other DeLoreans that park here at this JCPenney.
Really?
Yeah. My co-worker, and now there's a guy at Gulfstream that has a DeLorean, and I'm gonna go up these aisles,
See if anyone.
see if anybody's noticed. Like this green Lamborghini drove by, and he didn't notice. And
I would rather have this than a Lamborghini.
oh, I know. And I told your son that I had parked next to Lamborghinis, and everybody's looking at the DeLorean.
Yeah.
And the Lamborghini owners are just shocked. They can't believe it. I'm like, DeLoreans are more famous than Lamborghinis. And there are Lamborghini owners that own a DeLorean. They always like taking out the DeLorean because
Yeah.
it's more fun.
I mean, even when you guys were driving back and I was zoomed in recording, like these things just look so awesome driving.
They do, but you know, it's definitely not a stunt type car.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing and what you're seeing now, experiencing, is two different things.
Yeah.